Hey everyone, it's Yolantha from Homeschool Creations. Um, I just wanted to give you a quick little video update. I shared recently where we were at mid-year, but now we're about 6 weeks past that. So we are going to be taking a break next week. For our school, we do a 6 week on, usually 1 week off. Christmas, that gets all messed up and everything, but typically it's 6 weeks on, 1 week off for us. So we are ready for a much needed break next week. I just kind of need a little bit of downtime. The kids are ready for some downtime too, and whatever that means. I think we have some really nice days coming up. The weather has been crazy here, and yeah, it's been insane. It goes really low, crazy cold, and then we're 70 degrees. I think, like I said, it's supposed to be 70 degrees next week, so hopefully the kids will get some energy out outside. Anyway, I'm in my bedroom talking because it's quiet in here right now. So the boys are downstairs. They finished all their stuff for today, and so they're downstairs playing a game for a little bit, and the girls are finishing up some schoolwork. But anywho, just to give you a little update of where we're at, like what's been going on. January and February have been a wee bit crazy. Well, we finished up swim team with the kids in January, the second weekend in January, and Loriana had finished up earlier, but the kids had like a last swim meet. So mid-January, we got to the point where everything had kind of died down, at least where we weren't running to practice almost every night of the week. But then my sister-in-law, my brother and sister-in-law had a baby, and so yay, we have a new little nephew. He's very cute. But so I was kind of on call for that to be with them when they were at the hospital, and then towards the end of January, my mom had a hip replacement. And so I was helping her out with that, being at the hospital with her, and spent both nights at the hospital with her while she was there, because that was just crazy. And let me tell you, that was really hard. She has another one coming. She's doing so much better now, and I appreciate all of your prayers and emails that you guys have been sending me about it. And she will be having her other one done, and she's doing so much better. The first couple of days were really tough, just for different reasons, and things we'll know to look for the next surgery. As far as things with Loriana go, one of the things we've been doing, she's had some good days and bad days. As far as things go, last week was really rough for her. She was just really tired, and she has a really hard time focusing with her Bartonella, and we're still looking for, I guess, for solutions for that. But we're waiting right now to see a pediatric rheumatologist. We have an appointment at the end of March almost for that. We were able to get it moved up a little bit, but in the meantime, the thing that our local doctor had suggested before we got this referral is changing her diet. And so while he suggested that in December, we waited a little bit, because the whole point was sugar-free, gluten-free, kind of like it's basically a very low inflammatory diet. And there are probably more things we can do. She's been on a ton of different supplements too, that we're trying to see if that will help. And then we're adding in the diet changes as well. And so it's been a little bit frustrating for her, because obviously it limits things. If you're curious about what sugar's in, it's in pretty much everything. Like we're talking added sugars. So we're not adding sugars to anything. If it's naturally in it, we're still trying to be careful, because we know some things are higher sugar than others. And we're trying to be really careful with gluten and like starchy stuff. So she's not eating white anything, but no breads, and anyhow, to say that has been easy for me. I know it's been hard for her, but it's been really challenging for me too, because I'm used to kind of what, my meals that we've had planned and everything through the years, like the dishes that we've had, breakfast, lunch, dinner, our favorites, what I do our meal planning from and everything has changed. I mean, that's really shifted things, because there's a lot of things that we can't do, or that I need to figure out a way to tweak. So, meatloaf might be okay, but I have to find an alternate. Instead of breadcrumbs to put in, I have to find something else that's okay to put in. And then ketchup has sugar in it. So I have to learn to making my own ketchup and making my own condiments. And I'll tell you what, if I never felt like Susie Homemaker before, good grief, am I feeling it now? So that's been really hard because for me, I'm kind of an all in, I want to get it done yesterday kind of thing, and have everything be set up and ready to go. And that's not the way this kind of goes, if that makes any sense. It's really, it's a learning curve. So some days it's really trying to get into a new normal for us and for me, and figuring out the whole meal planning thing. Like, I'm kind of starting all over again in a way. Like, we have to figure out what meals we can do and what meals are good, and we're not constantly, so that we're not constantly repeating things. So we've been following, like, pulling recipes from some different things for her, and Trim Healthy Mama is one, and a bunch of different paleo. So I had a bunch of cookbooks. So I waited till after Christmas was done and the craziness of Christmas was done, and we started in January with her. So she's been doing that for about a month and a half now, and we're gonna stick with that and just keep going with it for now. And they've said obviously it can take a while, but that's just been for me a very, very challenging. I know it's been really hard for her too. There have been a lot of tears between her and I, not in a bad way, but just frustrated, because for her, when she starts feeling down and when she starts, I don't know, I guess the only way to say it is there's so little that she doesn't have control in a way of how she's feeling. I mean, we're trying to do things, and so that's really hard for her because she doesn't know from one day to the next how she's going to feel. But I will tell you, this is one of those moments again where I am so very thankful that we homeschool, because I can't imagine right now. I can't imagine where she'd be if she were in the public school setting or even in a private school setting and trying to keep up, because at least we can say, okay, she can't focus today. Math and chemistry are obviously a little bit harder to do, so we can put that off right now, and she can focus on some of the things that don't quite require as much for her, or at least mentally from her right now. So anyway, that's where we are. So she's probably the one that's had the hardest time in the last bit. And she's put aside some things just temporarily, like art and doing some of those things temporarily until she can make sure that everything else is caught up and on target. So, and that's good. That's fine. I'm glad that we can do that, because art is something too that she can just sit down and not have to worry about as much, that it's just something she can do if she's resting. So at any rate, that's kind of it where we're at. I'm very, very thankful that we have a week off again next week, just so that we can kind of lay low and catch up, and hopefully, like I said, I've got a lot to do with menu planning and figuring out what meals will work, and what foods we need to get and don't have, and all that good stuff. But anyway, I'll share a few more pictures in the post too below, kind of sharing some of the stuff that we've been doing. And other than that, I'd love to hear how you guys are doing, and thanks so much for stopping by and watching. Have a great day.